Hey, and welcome back to Jaw Media. This is the first video I've made in several months. I apologize for that. Been focused on my other channel, Jaw Motive Garage. Check it out if you're into cars and stuff. That's what we work on there. It's a lot of fun. Actually, it's not really a lot of fun, but it's something. We'll put it that way. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get a graphics card or a computer in today's market without blowing your wallet to pieces. Or not just your wallet, how to not go bankrupt. Stay tuned. The second most important thing when it comes to gaming and gaming computers is not the performance. That's the most important thing. The second most important thing is saving money on the equipment. If you get good equipment for good money, you are already way ahead. You're gonna win all the time, guaranteed. When you've got money in your pocket, you smile more. It's just the way it works. So my desktop, the one that I've covered many times on this channel, it was a desktop. I couldn't move the daggone thing. It weighed 25 pounds. Took 20 minutes to set it up. Monitor, keyboard, mouse, the unit itself. So I got rid of that thing. I sold it. And I found me this Rog Zephyrus GX502 with the RTX 2070 in it. And a Core i7-9750H, I think's the CPU in it. And I am blown away by this laptop. It is fantastic. Sleek, slim, and worth every daggone penny, at least at the price point I got it at. So this is what we're going to talk about today. If you're looking at a computer, don't just roll out a laptop instantly. You may want to do some research. There are some massively overpriced ones, just like in the desktop world. But there are also some good laptops for pretty decent, affordable amounts of money. So right here on the screen, I've got 3D Mark running. So you'll be able to kind of see how this thing performs. I've got it in performance mode. Actually, it's turbo mode on the Armory Crate app, which admittedly turns this thing into an absolute space heater, and it sounds like a jet engine. But if you put some headphones on, turn your game up, whatever you're playing, if you're working this thing hard, you kind of learn to ignore it. Now, that is my obvious biggest gripe. This thing is loud. It's very loud. But it's also only, 3/4 of an inch thick total. So there's not much room for cooling. What else do you expect? So put some headphones on and you're good to go. Or just learn to just tolerate it. But it's a space heater, it's loud, but it performs fantastic. You gotta keep it plugged in because it draws the energy. These are some thirsty pieces of hardware. So this particular laptop boasts a 240 hertz, 3 millisecond panel. It does have NVIDIA G-Sync built in, and it's a 1080p screen, which is fine with me. But I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead in this benchmark so that we can go ahead and see the results for this here laptop, the outlet power-hungry drawing machine here, and we'll just go over this together real quick. Alright, with this laptop set in turbo mode in the Armory Crate app, which is a separate button. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but there's a button on the keyboard you press and it pulls up settings that you can just select: silent, performance, and turbo. And I ran it on turbo for this pass on 3D Mark. We scored a 7366, which is an excellent score, especially for a laptop. 75 plus frames per second in Battlefield 5, and that's at 1440p ultra settings. So just keep that in mind. You can buy this thing, you can pack it up and take it with you. You can take it out, open it, plug it into the wall, and then you can have a mid to high-end desktop performance sitting in your lap. And on top of that, you also get the benefit of the space heater. So if it's cold outside, get your laptop out, set it in your lap, and then play Battlefield or, Red Dead Redemption, and you will warm right up. In fact, you'll probably warm the whole room up. People will they'll be happy. They'll be handing you money for the free heat. Now, if I can remember how to do it, there's a way I can turn on performance monitor, and I can display the actual FPS going on at each moment, whatever. I'm going to break into my Steam library and launch a couple games, and I'll start with Halo 4 on the Master Chief Collection, and I'll show you what kind of frame rates we're getting with that. Now, that is a last generation, or technically 2 generations ago game. It was on 360, Xbox 360. So that's not hard to run, but it's still night and day difference. If you're used to playing on console, folks, and say you can't get your daggone hands on one of these new Xboxes, and you're looking for something to get you to where you're relevant, and maybe you should look into one of these laptops, because this thing runs Halo 4 and SWAT. Well, I mean, it runs it all the time, like 230 frames per second. Let's take a look at it. All right, just pay attention to the frame rate. This is, like I said, pretty basic game to run on hardware like this, but still yet, it makes a ton of difference. If you're used to playing this on console, where you're capped at 30, or if you're on a decent console, you're capped at 60. So, frame rate wins games. As you can see in this round, I'll fast forward through it, but you can see all the specs from this laptop. Ignore the little watermark in the middle of the screen. I didn't pay for the software, so I don't have a license, so they're going to watermark it on me. Bastards. So I got excellent hardware, paid like no money for it, and not no money for it, paid good money for it, but it was a good deal. And we're about to win this round. Ready? Here we go. Here. Die. Yeah, there you go. Victory. Victory, folks. And we averaged over 200 frames per second. Look, I got so many frames I can teabag him and dodge all these shots that these guys are shooting at me after the game's over with. Isn't that fantastic? That is absolutely fantastic. That's what that is. Nifty 50. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So apparently there's a cap in the menu. It only runs 60 FPS in the menu. Whatever. That's fine. 32 gigabytes of RAM, and we're utilizing a little over 8 gigs. That's normal. 27 and 5 from your boy right here. If that's not enough reason for somebody to get a good, powerful computer or laptop, I don't know what is. 27 and 5 from a guy like me, that's saying something, That's saying something. Okay, no. In all honesty, it's I've got a lot of hours in Halo 4 SWAT, so let's do something with an actual hardware punishing game. Cyberpunk 2077. This actually kills hardware, but I've got it set at high and ray traced ultra. So this should be set high enough to murder anything, especially with a 2000 series graphics card in it, and especially in a mobile format. So that's the thing we're going to look at right now. We're what's that say? 30 frames, 35 frames. We're bouncing between about 30 and 40 frames, and this is obviously a busy scene. A lot of ray trace shadows and reflections going on, and a lot of movement by NPCs. So you would expect this would be a pretty demanding moment for this computer, and it's perfectly playable. I mean, perfectly playable for the most part. I mean, I know there's people out there that won't play at 30 frames per second, but that's as simple as just turning the settings down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, look at those reflections. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's a shame this game is so buggy, but this is my experience on my laptop with the 2070 in it, and you can pick one of these up for between $700 and probably $1,400 on eBay, or maybe you can find one on Facebook. I found this one on Facebook, and it was $1,200. So I mean, there I've come clean, and it came with a 1 TB SSD in it, and I had an extra one on my shelf, so I went ahead and put it in. So I've got 2 TB of SSD space on this little thing, and I can't drive, as you can see. In fact, I really can't play this game at all. I haven't made it very far. I'm still at the very beginning. But anyway, so the laptop is, you can't hear it very well, but yeah, it's screaming pretty good. She's pretty well floored to run this game. But like I said, you put some headphones in, you're in good shape, and you can not know how to drive like me and play at better frames than you would ever get on an Xbox One or PS4, or PS4 Pro for that matter, or Xbox One X. Okay, and that'll close the lid on this here video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope there was some information that might be useful. We'll see you in the next video. Consider subscribing. Hit the like button. That helps the channel out. So, see you in the next one. So long, folks.